I have to say, Battlefield 5 is on a lot more solid ground this week than it was last week, thanks to this free content update here featuring the Solomon Islands. But not only because of the content coming in this new Tides of War, what is this called? Not a campaign, Tides of War chapter? Yeah, chapter. But actually a lot of the good news comes from what DICE is promising for the next patch. They have said that while they're not reverting the controversial 5.2 weapon rebalancing here in Battlefield 5, they are going to have some major changes to it in the next patch that they claim is going to make it feel a lot more like the game did before patch 5.2 as far as the weapon handling goes. This is big news and good news for the core community, which really hasn't been excited for the game since November when the first Pacific content launched. As soon as that patch changed all of the weapon balancing in 5.2, even the release of Wake Island was just overshadowed by it, and I'd love to see that map again. And I only played it for one day. You guys saw that video I posted on it. That was the only time that I played Wake Island for, I think, over a month. But again, DICE is not only promising that we're going to see continued content drops here in Battlefield 5 for free, like they've always promised, but that they are listening and they're working on tweaking some of those changes from 5.2. For now though, let's focus on what this patch brings. And hilariously, the first thing it brought on Tuesday was not only the new map, which I believe was 2 days early, but also a couple of weapon unlocks that were also 2 days early. Those two new weapons are available right now in your company for everybody who's playing the game. They include a full auto experimental version of the M1 carbine, again for the assault class, as well as a new shotgun for support, the Model 37 Ithaca. What's really cool about this shotgun is you can slam fire it, a technique on some shotguns where you can simply hold the trigger down and work the pump, and each time a new shotgun shell is chambered, the trigger goes ahead and fires it. That gives you a slightly higher rate of fire. The key though is you can only slam fire when hip firing for some reason. So don't get too used to it and then aim down sights at a slightly longer distance enemy and try and slam fire because, well, you're probably going to die after just firing one shot. There are going to be more weapon unlocks as well as gadgets as the Tides of War campaign continues, and you can unlock them just by playing. A few of those gadgets include the bazooka for the Americans, including the ability for the backsplash of you firing it to actually cause some damage, so be careful. And then we also finally have the Lunge Mine for the Japanese side. It's going to come with a little bit of self-damage as you charge, bayonet style, that explosive charge into your target, but it's going to do, in theory, a lot of damage. I am seeing reports, though, that it's pretty glitched on the damage right now. Lots of 3, 5, 9 damage hits. I don't have it unlocked for myself just yet, but I haven't been killed by it or seen it that much, so it's quite possible that that is the case. Before you even ask though, it does look like you can use it on any infantry as well. The charge will detonate correctly. So let's talk about the map, Solomon Islands. This is currently available in both Breakthrough and Conquest modes, and I don't know if it has anything like TDM. I honestly don't play those modes very much, but it's got the main ones, and that's what's important. It is, in my opinion, an incredibly fun Conquest map. In fact, quite possibly one of the best ones in the game. It really reminds me of some of the Bad Company 2 Conquest maps as far as routes and overall size goes. It's not a huge map, but it is decently sized with a lot of cover and a lot of surprisingly far flanking routes to get around the map. Look at this, the whole team is going down the same road. Yeah, let's go around. Oh wow, looking at the mini-map, you can actually get all the way to the river over there on the left. Yeah, we're the only ones on this side. Well, that worked out. Oh, we got a tank right there. Yeah. None of these guys can tell where it's coming from. Oh wow, yeah, the boundaries go pretty far out here. Nice. Alright, it's time to move. There's also quite a lot of transport options on this map in both modes, especially in Conquest. You're going to be seeing people flying around the map in those boats, capturing some of the far-flung points. And in Breakthrough, don't be surprised if, thanks to some really cool attack point placement, boats are key to actually capturing some of the second objectives on those double objective sets. Speaking of Breakthrough, I have had some really fun rounds on it, but there are some pretty significant balance issues. A lot of the matches that I played were huge steamrolls, and not just in one direction, but both directions. I'm not sure if that's just a continuing Battlefield 5 team balance issue or a map design issue, but I saw it on almost every single round. The couple of matches that I did have that were balanced were quite fun though, and again, some really cool point placement on this map, if perhaps a little short. The first match that I actually won on Breakthrough surprised me because I figured, oh, there's got to be more points, but there wasn't. That was it. And we still have the issue where if the defenders aren't on target with their anti-tank weapons, there can be an overwhelming amount of tanks from the attacking team because they get so many of those LVTs during the landing phase at the start of Breakthrough. If you don't take those LVTs out quickly before that first point falls as defenders, then you're going to have 5 or 6 tanks that you're fighting for basically the rest of the match. I really don't know why DICE lets the attacking team spawn their additional 2 Sherman tanks if they have all of the LVTs still alive. That would seem to me to be a very simple balance tweak. Just don't let the attacking team spawn those new heavier tanks until all the old ones are gone. Again though, a really fun map and a nice round off of the Pacific content, although there are rumors that we're going to see possibly a 5th map. But even if we don't see that 5th map, I am quite happy with the 4 we have here and the variety that they offer as far as the Pacific gameplay goes. I know that Wake Island soured for some people pretty quickly, but I still enjoy it quite a bit. Solomon Islands, however, is going to be a nice refuge for you guys that prefer that close quarters or infantry-focused gameplay, and as much as I do enjoy my variety of Battlefield vehicles, this is actually, I think, becoming one of my favorite infantry maps, especially compared to the last couple that we've seen that didn't leave lasting impressions. I am not an underground map kind of guy. So, I want to know what you guys think. Is this going to begin DICE's post-5.2 patch redemption arc, or are you just done with the game? For now, I'm probably going to be hopping in a little more often now, and I'll be watching for that next patch very carefully. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Can I get over this way? Oh, kinda. Alright, well played.